Hi everyone, my name's Mitchell Nelson. This is my third year of doing Navigate, and this year I'm doing specifically Impact. Impact for me is calling me out of my current context and into a new missional ministry area and learning what God has for me in those areas and what He's going to use me for in my future. I was unsure what Impact was going to be, but for me it turned out to be an inwards-downwards journey into who I was. Out of that, God called me into mission and ministry. Specifically, that looked like serving for a day a week inside the church and also spending a day with my mentor, discovering what my giftings are and what God might actually call me into in the future. The challenge for me this year was not what I was doing, it was the unknown and what God was doing in that. Not knowing what He was calling me into, but being willing to step into that place regardless, allowing Him to work in that inner journey. Rather than what I thought would be a year of mission, it was a year of character development, finding my identity, who God says I am, and what my worth is in the kingdom. Being part of the Impact community means that you're journeying with people who you know are both deeply intentional and relational with you. You connect every couple of weeks via a Skype call or in person every so often, and really get to learn what God's doing in them and their context, and get to express what God's been doing through you and your mission. I found that to be really encouraging, because even if you were going through a journey which was deep and dark, others might be celebrating what God's doing in and through them. So being able to connect and celebrate what's happening in others' lives brought light to your own situation. At winter school, I discovered that I was asking for more of God, but still trying to focus on what I wanted. And one of the nights I was distracted by everything in my life, all my questions, what's happening, what's next? And God kept bringing me back to Him. It was like I was holding His hands, looking into His eyes, and I kept getting distracted, looking everywhere else, but He kept bringing me back in. Mitch, look at me, look at me. And once I focused on Him, it was freedom, it was joy. I was allowed to express myself how I wanted to express myself. And that's a moment which I'll remember and I keep going back to. Impact isn't a year which I would encourage lightly, but I would encourage to those which are really looking to deeply cement their faith in God, what He's calling them to. If you feel like you've got something which you just need to step into, Impact is a journey which will encourage that, build that, and sow that in so deeply that you know what you are doing. You know where God's walking, and you can follow those steps and He will guide you in that.